Government, the church, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, good afternoon. I want to confirm to you, before I make my short remarks, that I don't have any pending punishment time. And therefore, whatever Kimani Ichung'wah has just said, I think he just said it to please himself. Reminding himself that he still, or rather he served as a prefect in charge of punishment. And Kimani Ichung'wah as my junior. Because I left here in 1992. I had the occasion, there's bad blood between me and Kimani Ichung'wah because of what happened when he joined Form 1 here. We had to discipline him. And I think he's still carrying that bile with him. Your Excellency, welcome to the Alliance. 37 years ago, I walked through these gates and joined this community. And for 4 years, Your Excellency, I was here. I can say the 4 years I spent in this institution, those are the 4 years that shaped my life. And I believe for many who've gone through this institution. This institution is not just an academic giant. It is a center of excellence holistically. There are 4 pillars that define this institution. The academic pillar, there is the spiritual pillar. This is the only institution just before you go to class, you have to go for church service. And if you're a Muslim, you go for Muslim prayers before you start your day. Very strong spiritually. The physical pillar as an institution is very strong in sports. Your Excellency, I think when you came to my village to bury my dad, I gave you a story about how I scored my goals in my primary school. Where you're seated today, this is the upper field, soccer upper field. This is where I scored many goals. But this time around, Your Excellency, I was wearing a proper soccer kit. Not like the goal I scored in Kamale, where I had to choose between scoring a goal or holding my shuka. And I chose to score the goal, and of course, you know the state I was in when I was scoring that goal. The other strong pillar is the social pillar. The students who come through this institution are molded, are taught to be strong socially. And there's a tradition, I don't know whether it's still there, but I remember when I joined this institution in 1989 as a Form 1, that very first week, my guardian, because one thing that I really thank this school for, if there's a tradition that I hold dear from this school, is that when you join this school, the first thing the school does is to give you a guardian. As a Form 1, you're assigned to a guardian, a Form 2, who will teach you about the school and make you settle pretty fast. But the first thing that guardian will do, I don't know whether that tradition is still being practiced, is in your house. I was in Agri House, Dome 8. In your house, there's a list that is given from across the Alliance Girls High School. We used to call them acrogions. I believe you still call them acrogions, is it? So a list to be sent, because we have sister house. You know, every house in Alliance High School has a sister house across. So then a list of girls will be sent, and your guardian will give you a name of a girl. And he'll make sure you write a letter every week. After a few weeks, we'll arrange for sister house come together. That's the time, for the first time, you'll get to know the girl you've been writing letters to. Your Excellency, I had a very fun experience in that regard. And I was very tiny when I joined Form 1. And the name of the girl was given when the school captain and the house captain organized for the sister house social gathering, and we were introduced to the girls who've been writing the letters to. I realized I was writing a letter to a very tall girl. I used to talk to her while, you know. But again, it taught us how to interact with members of the opposite sex, how to be confident when you're meeting members of the opposite sex. And I believe that confidence that was inculcated in the boys who are here, we had no problems whatsoever when it came to approaching the other gender when we were looking for our wives. We are very confident people as members who went through this particular school. Your Excellency, the other experience I got when I was here, remember when it came to my village, now you can imagine from that village to this institution, I was overwhelmed. It is on this ground that I first wore my closed shoes for the first time. And walking was an issue. So my guardian would give me lessons in the dormitory. I'll walk from one corner of the dormitory to the other, exercising on how to walk with closed shoes. Because in primary, I never had the privilege of wearing closed shoes. I found that extremely hilarious. Just like P.S. Bitoka said, this is a school of many firsts. This institution is the first institution to produce the first government 844 government cabinet minister. The first 844 government cabinet minister came from this institution, Your Excellency. And that is none other than yours truly. So I'm very proud to have gone through this institution. On a more serious note, Your Excellency, allow me, on behalf of the Alliance Fraternity, to appreciate, to register our appreciation for your helping hand in changing the face of this institution. You know, when we were walking around, the CS in charge of Interior kept saying that we did not have a school because of the buildings. But I told him Alliance was not known for the buildings. Alliance was known for the brains. And that is what we pride ourselves with, brains. But Your Excellency, you've come here, you've extended your hand of help, and today the face of this institution has greatly changed. Thank you so much, Your Excellency. And again, Your Excellency, on matters education, administration has done so much in this country. Under 3 years, and this is something that no president has ever achieved since independence. Under 3 years, Your Excellency, your administration has been able to employ 100,000 teachers, a record that has never been set, and a record that I believe will never be broken. Under 3 years, Your Excellency, you have been able to build 23,000 classrooms for our young ones and counting. Under 2 years, Your Excellency, you managed to streamline the funding model for students in universities. Those days when we're in universities, it doesn't matter your social status, whether you're from a poor family or you're from a rich family. Everybody will be given the same amount. But today, because of streamlining the funding model, the poor are able to get more funding compared to those who are from well-to-do families. And that is what equity is all about. The PS has talked about capitation. For the first time, Your Excellency, money meant for capitation gets to school before the schools open. You have done tremendous work in the education sector, and we can only appreciate the effort you have done together with your government. Your Excellency, mine was not to make a speech, and therefore, ladies and gentlemen, kindly join me in welcoming His Excellency the President to make his speech. Karibu, usuje, uongee na watu wa Alliance. Hata wewe unaweza sema ulienda Alliance. Karibu. Karibu.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Tafadhali tunaweza keti chini. Viongozi wetu maaskofu mlio hapa, askofu wetu wa kanisa la AIC Kenya, askofu wetu wa kanisa la ACK hapa Nairobi, askofu wetu wa Methodist paletu la Kenya, na askofu wetu emeritus from the PCA Church. Viongozi wote pamoja na wanafunzi wa Alliance High School